You're listening to an archived Cabral Concept podcast. After listening to this show, check out the most up-to-date podcasts available at stephencabral.com/podcasts or search directly on iTunes. And now, welcome to the Cabral Concept, where board-certified naturopath and integrative health practitioner Dr. Stephen Cabral shares how he was diagnosed at the age of 17 with a life-altering illness and given no hope for recovery. It was only after studying and traveling all over the world did he discover how to combine ancient Ayurvedic healing practices with state-of-the-art naturopathic and functional medicine to fully rebalance the body and re-energize it with life. It's time to discover how to get well, lose weight, and finally feel alive again. And now, here's your host, Dr. Stephen Cabral.
Thank you for joining me on this Weight Loss and Wellness Wednesday. We've got a great show, I think, for you today. We're going to be talking about one of the topics that a lot of people don't like to admit until I really ask about it during a consultation, but something that's vitally important to your own health and also, I would say, mental clarity and well-being. I know that might seem kind of strange, but what we're talking about is constipation. So many people right now are dealing with constipation, and it's literally affecting everything from, of course, pain in the abdomen and uncomfortableness and bloating and maybe even some gas or painful stool, anything like that. But also, it affects the quality of our life and certainly the quality of our thinking, not only from the pain of being constipated and not feeling good about that, but also the brain fog and the kind of the backed up feeling we get when we're not able to have a proper bowel movement or two every single day. So we talk about constipation before we even get to how to never be constipated again, which is the topic of today's show. It's really talking about and getting specific that if you're not having 1 to 2 bowel movements per day, you truly are constipated. If you think having a bowel movement, or you've been told, well, a couple times a week is perfectly normal, that's actually not true. Unless you're not eating food, you should be having at least 1 bowel movement per day. And that's because the food that you eat should be exiting your body in its unusable form, meaning like in the form of bacteria, whatever's been used up, acids and waste, about 24 hours later. And again, the transit time could be a little longer or a little shorter, but that's about the period of time. Which means if you're eating 2, 3, 4 times a day, the next day that food should also be circulating on its way out. And that's the way that we keep the body optimized and healthy. If you don't empty your trash, literally, you know that it's going to start to smell, right? It's going to start to rot, and putrefy. That's the same thing inside your intestines. There is waste matter left over, and that needs to get out of your body as soon as humanly possible, literally. Same thing with the garbage disposal. I say it all the time. If that garbage disposal, if you don't flip that switch, that food just rots down there. You need to get rid of that once a day. If you've ever left food at the bottom of your garbage disposal, left for a couple days and come back, you know how bad your whole house or at least kitchen can really smell. And it's important to think about that. We eat food, not all of it gets used, most of it does, or at least we extract a lot of the nutrition if our digestive system is working well. But the other half of digestion is actually making sure that we do have a proper bowel movement every day. And again, this is not something to shy away from. This is not something to chat with your doctor about. It could be the difference between you getting better and not, or you losing the weight and not, or you living longer and not. And that's the truth. Because legitimately, if you are having a bowel movement once a week, twice a week, or only 3 times a week, like a lot of people do in my practice, or it's forced, meaning that you have to force it using some type of laxative, that's still constipation. It really is. Or when you sit down and have a bowel movement, it takes you 10, 15 minutes of sitting on the toilet to really feel like you've had a complete bowel movement, or maybe you never do, even if you're on the toilet once a day, that's still constipation. You should legitimately be able to sit down on the toilet pretty much the same time every day, have a bowel movement within a minute or two, get up and do your business and get out. That's literally it. That's a normal bowel movement schedule. And the reason I say is look into nature, into an animal that's eating a natural diet for them, and you'll see that how long does it take them to have a bowel movement? 30 seconds? Legitimately, that's it. And that's how it should happen with humans as well. We are not separated from the animal kingdom or animals in nature in general. And part of it is like our bowel movement habits. And that's what I want to talk about today. So here's the thing, whether you're constipated or just looking to improve your overall GI health, that's what today's show is all about. And this report, so at the end of the day, I like to give away all the information that I've really created and learned for free. And this report, it still does come with a 21-day Dr. Cabral detox. So you get these free PDFs or these bonus PDFs with the 7, 14, and 21-day Dr. Cabral detox. And I do that because I just feel like when you're doing something like the Dr. Cabral detox, you've made that commitment. You want to take your health to the next level. So I'm just kind of working people up. I think there's like 2 or 3 free PDFs with the 7-day, 3 or 4 with the 14-day, and then 5+ with the 21-day. I feel like they're really simple. They're straightforward to the point. And I'm going to give you a little taste for it right now. And so what we're going to do is we're going to go through this step by step. It's still going to be available with the 21-day Dr. Cabral detox in print. But what I'd like to do is I want to share this information with everyone. I think it's that important. And I really believe that unless you correct this part of it, it's like not correcting sleep or not correcting proper GI health. That's your foundation. You have to do it. Okay. So the first thing I like to teach people is, all right, let's get the body hydrated. You just spent the last 8 to 10 hours without having any water, meaning like maybe an hour or two before bed, you get into bed or just a little bit, and then you're in bed for 8 hours or so, and then you wake up and you still might not have any water. You might first get some coffee. Well, the thing is, you've now gotten 8-10 hours without any water. You need to get up, not have a glass of cold water, a glass of warm water or slightly hot water. Now, in Ayurvedic medicine and every other form of basically Eastern-based medicine, it's always warm water or slightly hot water. And the reason is it's better for your digestive tract, and it also helps to relax the bowels, not tighten them up, not tighten up the liver, not congest anything. Cold constricts, heat relaxes and expands. We know that from nature, right? What happens with wood in a house or anything like that constricts with cold, expands with heat. And that's why we know if you're putting in a wood floor, you keep out the wood for a week or two to acclimate to the temperature. Carpenters know when they're building it, if they're building in the winter, they need to leave a little space because it's going to expand for the summertime as well. So just keep in mind, warm water upon waking, much better. Now, if you can squeeze a little bit of lemon in there or a little bit of lime, you're on the right track, because that is also going to help balance the pH in the digestive tract. There's also a lot of good thought behind how it could help to naturally detoxify the liver as well. So I'm going to give you a little outline on each one today. The second is to get into a bathroom schedule. What does that mean? Well, in the beginning, when you're constipated, you don't really know when a bowel movement might strike, and you need to run to the bathroom or just really hope you take advantage of it. But if you're at work or a meeting or you can't go to the bathroom, then it makes you even more constipated because you missed your window, so to say. So now what I want you to do is you're going to wake up, you might have some warm water, you might brush your teeth, whatever you're going to do. And then try to sit on the toilet at a specific time of the day, okay? And the reason is, even if you don't go to the bathroom then, you're kind of just training that thought process, that schedule, to get your body into a habit of having a bowel movement at this time. And it does work, okay? This third one is, again, my highest recommendation. Why do I recommend a smoothie? To get all the nutrients you need for the day. Literally everything that your body needs. To get your body the hydration that it needs, without a doubt. But what about all of that fiber that you get from fruits and vegetables? Without a doubt. All of that hydration. Remember, fruits and vegetables are about 80% water. Even more water going in your body. Your body needs to be flushed. Your intestines, a lot of time when you're constipated, the stool comes out hard or it comes out as little pebbles or something like that. That is a really good sign that your body, or your intestinal tract at least, is dehydrated. Get that smoothie in there. Give yourself some good hydration. Again, we recommend the daily nutritional support powder. Use some greens if you'd like in the morning. Anything you want, but get your body hydrated, all right? Exercise is foundational for a lot of people to get a sluggish body moving, especially that endomorphic body type as well. What do you want to do? Well, wake up, get your body acclimated, have that lemon water, have some tea, do a little reading, whatever you need to do, and then move a little bit. Do a little bit of exercise. I think you might find as well that really stimulates the peristaltic movement of the intestines and gets those bowels moving. The fifth one is learning to relax and breathe. You might need to actually wake up in the morning, and yoga or meditation might be a better practice for you, because there's a lot of people who are all locked up inside. Again, I've spoken about this before, but when you're all locked up, when you're all tense inside, sometimes that tension goes to the neck and traps, sometimes it goes to the gut. And when it goes to the gut, bad things happen. We lose that peristaltic movement. Sometimes we open up the ileocecal valve and the one-way street of the bacteria in the large intestine starts to seep up in the large intestine. We start to get SIBO and other bacterial-based issues. All right, so sometimes it's just a matter of breathing in through the nose and out through the mouth and calming the central nervous system. Really, really helpful as well. We also want to get plenty of vegetables in during the day. Plenty of vegetables. Why? Well, not only do they have natural prebiotics in those vegetables, but they have a lot of plant-based fiber. So we get a lot of fiber to add bulk to the stool, which helps in many ways. So it helps to create a better bolus, I guess you could say, of bowel movement substance to actually push through the intestines, that it will lead to, again, better, softer bowel movements as well. A sleep schedule. Again, if you're not on a sleep schedule, that means your body doesn't know whether it's coming or going or what's happening. It doesn't know what time to have a bowel movement, not what time. It doesn't know any of those things. So creating that circadian rhythm is vitally important for your body, not just for longevity, not just for wellness, not just for keeping the weight off, balancing blood sugar, balancing hormones, but also having good, healthy GI motility and bowel movement health. All right, food sensitivities. Hardly anyone talks about this. But when you're not eating the proper foods, then you can get all locked up and inflamed in the intestines as well. And when that happens, you can very likely lead to constipation or loose stool, which is still can be, believe it or not, a form of constipation if you're not having complete evacuation of the bowels. So vitally important here is that if you believe that you have some type of inflammation in your intestines, that you do a simple food sensitivity test. Very, very simple. We'll link up all of these things in the show notes today. No doubt about it. I'll link them all up today, make it easy for you. So all you have to do, like any show, is just go to stephencabral.com/podcast, or directly to today's show. You can just go to stephencabral.com/530. Okay. Number 9 is probiotic and good bacterial health. If you are missing probiotic-based strains or they are imbalanced in any way, I can't recommend to you enough that we reacclimate, that we rebalance the microbiome. And my first recommendation is to use the Clean Gut Probiotic. That's first. And then after 30 to 90 days of using that to push out some pathogenic yeast and other substances like that, because it has Saccharomyces boulardii, is to then move on to the daily probiotic support, which both of those are dairy-free and low histamine. So really, really nice for even those people with sensitive-based gut issues. Okay. Another one of my products to use in the short term is, if needed, is magnesium citrate. Okay, you'll use about 300 milligrams of that before bed. Not only will it help you sleep like a baby, but it will also help to relax the bowels. And that's a big, big piece of this as well. Not oxide, but magnesium citrate. We don't want a laxative. We just want a relaxant. Big, big difference. Huge difference that conventional medicine does not know about. All right, and the last part is seasonal detoxes and bowel cleanses. If you've never done an intestinal cleanse and you're constipated, well, that's your first step. Like, we need to just clean out the bowels. We need to start from ground zero, a clean slate, so to say. And so we'll link up our favorite intestinal cleanse. It's not ours, but again, we recommend the best. And right now, we don't have the best intestinal cleanse, and so we'll recommend the best. That's just the way it is. It's always about recommending whatever is best for you. Now, in terms of seasonal detoxes, we of course have the Dr. Cabral Detox, which, believe it or not, there is literally nothing better on the market than that. There's nothing better priced, and there's nothing better than on the market. And the reason I can say that is I've studied them all, literally studied them all, and I've used them, which is the nice thing. As a naturopathic doctor, I get to use the best of the best in functional medicine. We found there were a few things missing because even though functional medicine is numero uno when it comes to literally the best type of modern day medicine, it is not taking into account all of the best of Ayurvedic, traditional Chinese medicine, and some of the other types of medicine as well that we oftentimes exclude. So since it was missing that, I wanted a lot of the herbs and a lot of things from that as well. And that is what's going to help with overall liver toxicity, GI health. Why do these things matter? Well, your liver, a lot of people, again, don't know this, but your liver and gallbladder, the bile that your body accumulates is loaded with toxins, and it drops that directly into your intestines. You got it. So all of that toxic waste, if you're constipated and it goes into your intestines, it gets pulled right back into your bloodstream, and that toxicity cycle continues. That's why it's so vitally important that you get those bowels moving on a daily basis. And you can do that pretty simple, pretty straightforward. Replay this episode again if you need help with it. We're going to put all of the show notes into stevencabral.com/530. And of course, highest recommendation, 21-day Dr. Ball detox. It works for wellness. It works for weight loss, and it works for anti-aging. Of course, you get this report and all the others in there. But like I said, I just gave you the information. You have everything that you need to get started. And if you have specific questions of how can I maybe use this in my own best way, feel free to go to stevencabral.com/ask Cabral. It takes about 2 to 3 weeks for me to get those on the weekend Cabral house calls. I would recommend getting started with something today, but I'm always happy to answer those questions. Thank you for everyone to tuning into today's weight loss and wellness show. And of course, if you know anybody who's dealing with this specific problem, or you think that they might be because they have some bloating, they have some gas, they have any of these specific issues, at least what you can do, again, we can't make people change, but we can at least share the information with them. Thank you so much for tuning into another Cabral Concept. I appreciate each and every one of your listens.
Are you ready to heal yourself and then go on to heal others? If so, the Integrative Health Practitioner Institute can help you discover proven functional medicine protocols that blend the best of 7 different healing disciplines from around the world. I personally share with you the exact handouts and protocols I use in my private practice that enable people to get well, lose the weight, and live longer, stronger. I want to pass this information on to the next generation of health coaches, and that is exactly why I created IHP. We are the future of the health coaching industry, and the skills and knowledge you will learn will make you an in-demand certified health coach anywhere in the world. Although we have many medical professionals taking the IHP certifications, no experience is necessary, and half our members have no previous health certifications. At the Integrative Health Practitioner Institute, our motto is a health coach in every home. Our goal is that you take this knowledge and then share it with family, friends, loved ones, your community, or in a practice where you create a career you love and can be proud of. The global IHP community is filled with some of the most kind and caring people in the world, and we can't wait to welcome you into our world soon. For more information or to set up a discovery call with one of our IHP Health Coach graduates, simply head over to integrativehealthpractitioner.org.